So we are back with another week of entertainment news. Mike, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Oh, I'm just excellent. Life is good. I get my COVID shot this week, so that should be fun. You were supposed to get yours today, but that didn't uh, that didn't work out, did it?
So I'll be getting mine's the beginning of May.
Yeah, have fun with that. Without getting getting too sidetracked, let's get into it. I actually had to add several articles to this because it was the list was short, but came up with some good news that took place this week. So starting off, the Obi-Wan Kenobi Disney Plus show cast a wide ensemble, which includes Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen,
Oh,
who are reprising Obi-Wan and Anakin uh, from the prequel films. They will be filming very soon, or the production is going to be starting soon for this.
good to hear.
The story takes place 10 years after Revenge of the Sith. That movie ended with Obi-Wan Kenobi bringing an infant Luke Skywalker to the Lars Ranch. The executive producers for this will be Kathleen Kennedy and Ewan McGregor, alongside Michelle Rejwan and the Mandalorian's Deborah Chow. And the writer will be Joby Harold, who also wrote the Tom Cruise movie Edge of Tomorrow, and he's also an executive producer. This is a
I think I
special
remember that movie too.
Right. This is a special event series, which means that it's going to be a limited run. I think they're only doing 10 episodes.
Okay.
So this is the cast right here.
Oh
Yeah,
wow.
you have Ewan McGregor, Hayden Christensen, who are the top two billing names on this production. You have some other notable names as well, such as Joel Edgerton and Kumail Nanjiani. Um,
Yeah, I wasn't expecting him to be on here.
yeah, that's a bit of a strange casting. You have Indira Varma, who was in Game of Thrones as the mother of the sand. What is it? The sand snakes or whatever the fuck they were called.
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah. O'Shea Jackson Jr., the son of rapper Ice Cube. I think that's him. And
It is.
Sung Kang. He's been in a bunch of different movies, and the others I'm not really familiar with. But
I know Benny Safdie's is that Robert Patterson movie, that other movie, with damn, what's his name again? Adam Sandler. Uh, what was that movie Adam Sandler was just in? Everyone's praising Uncut Gems, something like that. Yeah, I think he was
oh,
the
she was in
director of
that.
that with his brother.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right. Well, yeah, it's a pretty good cast. Production is set to begin in April. Now, the main thing here that I think everyone's looking forward to more so than Ewan McGregor is Hayden Christensen coming back as Anakin Darth Vader.
yeah,
So this is because the story is set after Revenge of the Sith. This is after Anakin becomes Darth Vader. So I'm wondering if there's going to be any scenes where Darth Vader takes his helmet off, and I'd imagine that they are going to have a scene like that in there. It would be ridiculous to bring Hayden Christensen back and he's just in the suit the entire time. Um, and it would be nice to have an exchange between Anakin and Obi-Wan, like directly face to face. So that should be interesting. Oh, and I just noticed they have a light. They have Obi-Wan's lightsaber as the last eye in the. Yeah, that's interesting.
yeah. Nice one.
Yeah. Production for the show is set to begin in April, so more likely this will come out next year, and it's going to be released on Disney Plus. So, yeah, what are your thoughts about Obi-Wan Kenobi?
I'm actually excited to watch it. On the cast list, there was an odd choice with that criminology guy, but other than that, everything else looks good. So I'm actually really excited for it. I think it was a good choice. Set it 10 years after that. So and I see who they got on the executive production board too. So that the Mandalorian's good. I heard nothing but good things about it as well. So I'm excited to see it.
Right.
Still
Yeah.
got to check it out too. So I'll make sure I get on that.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it too. I think the wild card here is Hayden Christensen. Some people are going to be happy that he's coming back, and then others are not going to be happy that he's coming back. He's not really a good actor, but there is a certain nostalgia that people have
Yeah,
for him as Anakin. So
yeah.
looking forward to seeing what they do with him and what he does with the return of for the role. And see if
Hmm.
that's going to be like a sour spot in the show, or if it's actually going to be something that's handled pretty well. So we'll see how that goes. So moving on. Uh, Now, we talked about this last night. The Indiana
Yeah.
Jones director boycotts making movies in Georgia after recent voter law changes. Now, I told you about this voter law or whatever, the new bill that was signed in with the Republican governor that they have down there, which is basically it brings back a Jim Crow style laws to where they've made voting, particularly for absentee voters, um, much harder, and that affects minorities, specifically Black people in the state of Georgia, which mainly is a Republican state, and the only reason it turned blue during the last election cycle is because of Atlanta, the city of Atlanta. So James Mangold, who is also famous for directing Logan, as well as Ford versus Ferrari and Walk the Line. He is attached to direct a new Indiana Jones movie, which I believe will be the last Indiana Jones movie in the entire series, um, which is set to have Harrison Ford return back one more time as Indiana Jones. He says, James Mangold says that he will not direct another film in Georgia after this change with the law surrounding voting, and so that's a big deal because Georgia is one of the main uh, movie making hubs, as the article states, in the east coast of the United States. Many Marvel and DC films have been filmed there, including the Avengers, the recent Spider-Man movies, Guardians of the Galaxy, and Suicide Squad, among other things. I know The Walking Dead. A lot of the episodes of The Walking Dead show were, filmed in Georgia, particularly in the city of Atlanta. So
All right.
this is a big deal. What do you think of the law, from what I told you, last night about it in this whole situation?
Yeah, it's definitely awful. Like you told me, and how it's gonna affect minorities, making it much more difficult for them to vote. So that's awful. And I think I actually respect his decision to boycott it, and I think that's exactly how we should be handling it. Because like you said, it's just an awful situation, and just to place the people in, just repress them and not allow, making it much more difficult for them to vote. So I don't blame them at all. And just looking at some of the comments and seeing how people were challenging his statement is pretty awful to see. So I actually agree with him 100% on his decision on that.
I think it's funny that GameSpot they blocked the capability to
Comments.
post comments on this article,
Wow.
because there are some people who are in support of this bullshit ass law, and
Oh
you
wow.
can only imagine where they stand, you know.
Mm,
Um, and this response right here, like film and television shoot in Atlanta, the blue heart of the state, which reflects back what I was saying, where um, Atlanta is the reason why Georgia turned blue the last election cycle. Everywhere
Right.
else outside of Atlanta was pretty much red. It was a red zone everywhere. Um,
Mm.
and Joe Biden, a big reason why he won is because of states like Georgia. So it's a big deal. Yeah, basically Atlanta is the only good part of Georgia, and everywhere else is shit. But people will decide where they stand on that issue. Anyway,
Mm.
moving on. Resident Evil Village is being promoted with life-size Lady Dimitrescu standees. Now, I didn't really know like what the article was referring to until I scrolled down.
Yeah, what's that stand?
Stupid ass, goddamn. But like I said, I didn't really understand what the article was talking about until I scrolled down. This is what it's referring to. A standee is a life-size cardboard cutout. So scroll down here.
Oh,
Yeah,
damn.
that's more or less what it's referring to. Now that doesn't look like it's 9 feet to me, or maybe it is. I'm not sure. I wonder if they have one of these at the local GameStop in town.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I gotta I gotta take a trip down there. That's another thing. I went to the fucking mall today, and
Yeah.
they didn't have nothing in that place. They didn't have nothing electronic, anything in that place. It was like, aside from clothing stores, there were like they had jewelry base, jewelry stores or whatever. Um,
Oh yeah, I was gonna have them.
yeah, but outside of that, there were no Game Stops. There was no electronic.
Now that's a
Any,
surprise to me. That's a
yeah,
big surprise.
yeah. That's why I was like, yeah, this fucking mall is boring as shit. What the fuck is this?
To
I drove an hour.
answer that dude's question, just steal that board in there. That's all you gotta do.
Yeah, I was like, dude, I drove an hour to go to the mall, and I wasted my time. Everything in that motherfucker was overpriced too. Crazy. Um, so this is one of the most interesting articles that came out this week. Cyberpunk 2077, the 1.2 update, is live with hundreds of fixes, and I was telling you about this long ass patch list or whatever. Um, Shut the fuck up. God damn. But yeah, I was telling you about these this long ass patch list, and it's extensive. Like, so I'm gonna scroll down here, and you can see for yourself. Look at all this. That's just gameplay.
Oh no.
Yeah, and if I read one like this one says, fixed an issue where an exploding mine would not alarm nearby enemies in this particular mission. And this is for the quest.
You don't tell me that goes all the way down when you scroll.
This is open world. This is cinematic design, so I'm assuming this is like the in-game cutscenes.
Damn, let's look how broken this.
This is the environment
This
and levels. This is the graphics,
man.
audio, and animation. This is the UI. Stability and
Fixed in.
performance,
Yo,
miscellaneous, PC specific, console specific.
that's embarrassing.
That's bad, dude. I've never seen a patch list like that.
Oh my goodness.
I've never seen a patch list like that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's That's
It
really
really goes
bad.
to show, like you were telling me earlier, how broken the game is.
Yeah, that's really bad. Um, I can't understand, like, I don't understand how anyone can support CD Projekt Red after this game.
Right.
I really don't get it at all. Makes no sense. It's just all of this shit just goes. It just proves how unfinished the game was when they decided to release it.
Yeah, because you weren't lying to me when you said this was a long ass patch list.
No, I wasn't lying at all. Yeah, yeah, that's embarrassing. Next up, we have Near Replicant is revamping. It's a retelling or whatever of a story. Do you know what Near Replicant is?
Nah, not familiar.
So, well, you know what Near Automata is.
Yeah.
So, Near Replicant is a remake to the original Near. Near Automata was actually a sequel. The original Near came
Okay.
out on the PlayStation 3 years ago. And
Was it also on the Xbox as well?
I'm not sure. I think it was only on the PlayStation 3. I never played
Okay.
the original Nier, but from what I remember, there's two different versions of that game. There's the
Huh?
Japanese version, and then there's the Western version. The Western version had some
Okay.
differences. Um, this is a retelling of the I believe the Western version of the game with the Japanese character models, and the gameplay has been updated. The gameplay has been updated from Near Automata, so now it has the Near Automata gameplay, and that's coming out later this month. Now, I don't have any plans on purchasing this game, mainly
Huh?
because I'm not interested in it. I liked the original. Well, I liked Near Automata, but I didn't like it enough to really care about anything else that they do with the franchise.
Oh
Um,
yeah, I get you.
it was definitely one of the more overrated games that came out last generation.
Huh?
One of the main things that people praised Nier Automata for was the story, and the story really was just a C grade level anime. It wasn't anything special. The enemy design was childish as hell. The main character or whatever 2B was sexualized unnecessarily. The action, while it was good, didn't really evolve over the course of the game. So as an RPG, it was pretty weak. And then on top of that, the graphics were kind of lazy, and there were a bunch of graphical issues with the open world, which was empty.
Huh?
There were issues with like clipping
I
in
do
the
remember seeing that.
yeah.
Yeah, I remember watching some gameplay of the open world, and it did seem real empty and like it real lazy design.
Yeah, so it was big, but there was nothing in it, and the side missions were boring. All the different endings or whatever that they had in that game were dumb for the most part, like really stupid. Like a lot of them were a few seconds long, and most of them were like jokes. They weren't actual like if you play a game like Heavy Rain or Beyond Two Souls or something like that, there are like legit different endings for the story of those games. Whereas in Nier Automata, the endings were literally just walking punchlines, basically. Um,
Uh-huh.
and yeah, it was like I said, it was a good game, but extremely overrated. Um, and so this one, I'm not really looking forward to. Basically, I agree with this person right here, Yoko Taro, who was the director of this game and Automata. He comments. This person comments. He's the biggest all show and no substance storyteller I've um, been an audience to. His understanding of philosophy is shallow, dismissive, and too traditional. He goes on and on. But yeah, that's pretty much where I stand with that. Like people were praising Nier Automata to the point where they were saying it has one of the best stories ever in a video game, and that's just beyond fucking ridiculous. The story in that game is nowhere near as good as like the original The Last of Us or Red Dead Redemption 2,
Uh-huh.
or like the first Bioshock. It's nowhere near that.
Huh.
It was just a fun little stupid anime game basically, with a boring ass open world and annoying characters. So I don't think Replicant's going to be any different. I think it will be a decent game, like I said, but they're trying to charge $60 for what's essentially a remake. Um, so, well, not even a remake, a remaster, if anything. But yeah, if I get that, it'll be out of
Alright,
board.
that title made me laugh. My bad.
Oh no, it's fine. Suicide Squad director is still hoping for a re-release. I made an amazing movie. No, the fuck you didn't. You made a shallow ass piece of shit that ruins the fucking characters that you put into the movie. The most of which is the Joker. What this motherfucker did with the Joker pissed me off. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, this David Ayer dude. I'm not a David Ayer fan. I don't like really any of his movies. So yeah, that's and I believe he was the guy who directed that dumbass Netflix Will Smith movie, Bright.
Oh, that one was awful.
Yeah, that shit was terrible. He didn't write the
Bro.
movie, but he did direct
Huh?
it. So yeah, that's yeah, that was Will Smith and Joel Edgerton. Yeah, that shit was awful.
Yeah,
Um,
it was.
so he left this bullshit ass post on his Twitter. I took inspiration from the insanity of the original comics, or perhaps you took inspiration from the insanity of whatever fucked up shit goes through your brain. Because I didn't see really much of anything from the comics in there.
And so he's really speaking that bullshit.
Basically, yeah. And of course, the reason this came out in the first place is because of the fucking Snyder cut. This is what I'm saying. The Snyder
Mm,
cut should have never fucking happened because,
mm,
um, despite the fact of that whole fucked up situation, it's like they released the bullshit that they released in theaters. You know, people spoke out with their wallets. Justice League, when it originally came out in theaters a few years ago, back in I believe it was 2017, it tanked at the box office. It straight up bombed at the box office, and it also bombed critically. And so people said, "Yeah, I'm not really on this DCEU shit," and yeah, they shouldn't have never did a Snyder cut. Now all of a sudden Zack Snyder gets to release his version of the movie he wanted to make, and now this motherfucker is talking about releasing his version or whatever.
it's crazy because it was awful.
Yeah, I mean. Yeah. If you look at the comments here, yeah, people aren't really on board with this.
Yeah.
Yeah, the David Ayer needs to let this one go. I don't want to see no more fucking director's cut of bad movies. Yeah, director's cut is just gonna make a turd of shit a shinier turd of shit. You know, it's not
Exactly.
it's not going to make a bad movie good. And just the pretentiousness of his comment right here. The movie was wildly successful commercially.
Ugh. I hate when they fucking respond with that.
Yeah, that's like you're basically he's basically dumbing down how bad the movie actually was.
Yeah.
And he's like, I wish I had a time machine. I'd make the Joker the main villain and engineer a more grounded story. And then he talks about how he's a high school dropout and used to paint houses for a living. Well, maybe you should go back to doing that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, maybe you should go back to doing that, good sir. CD Projekt Red is making big changes to its structure and mission after Cyberpunk 2077. So This is all the internal decisions that they're making. Um, like they're changing the structure of the company apparently. CD Projekt Red, they really only have two franchises, which is The Witcher and Cyberpunk. The Witcher has only been proven to be a success because of The Witcher 3, and Cyberpunk has been pretty much a goddamn disaster. So yeah, they really don't have anything, and then they say like they want to focus on quality as their top priority. It's like they already had more than enough chances to prove their mission statement to their fans, and um, they've done nothing to gain the trust of their audience. And going back to The Witcher 3, once again, I don't know how that game was successful in the first place because it really wasn't good aside from the story.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I didn't finish the game because it was just fucking awful to play. I couldn't get down with the controls and everything. The gameplay was just awful for me.
The main thing in that game that they really fucked up was that combat system. That combat
Yeah,
system is fucking awful. It's terrible.
it is.
That is one of the worst fucking combat systems I've ever seen in a video game. It's
Yeah,
bad. It's lazy in the way it's designed. It's fucking awful.
but
Now,
people will try their hardest to defend it. I'm telling you, it's crazy.
well, this is the stupidity of gamers. So, you can't underestimate fanboyism and what people are willing to do to defend their precious toys. Uh, The Witcher 3, I did go back and force myself to actually finish the game. I said fuck all the side missions and shit, and I just did like the main story and shit. Um,
uh,
yeah, and like the story was, it was good. It was like legit. The story was good. It just the fucking gameplay was just so bad. I just didn't want to. I didn't play it after I finished the story. I just fucking uninstalled it and said fuck it. Now it just sits on my shelf collecting dust. So I haven't touched that fucking game since. We should do like we should do like a fucking session or whatever um, of me playing that just to make fun of it.
oh shit, be a good video.
That would be a good video. Um, yeah, so this is I don't know what this chart means exactly, but they want, I guess this is where they want to be. They want single player and online games. So that's a bad sign. They want
It's a real bad sign. Oh man, that's a real bad sign right there.
they want genre blending with AAA RPG core. Who the fuck comes up with this shit? Like,
Yeah.
they want AAA plus broad IP ecosystem, which includes mobile.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
this is bad, dude. What the fuck? What the fuck is going on at that company, yo? What the fuck?
Oh man, you got a comment already.
Yeah, it seems like they're
Yeah,
just further wallowing in their own bullshit, basically.
yeah, every article we've been covering on them, it's just gotten worse and worse.
Yeah, whatever's going on with the management at CD Projekt Red, like it's bad. Like motherfuckers need to be fired, yo.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm serious in this. It's not just CD Projekt Red. Naughty Dog's in the same situation. Whoever's the man, fucking current managers over there, they need to be fired. Whoever is at fucking BioWare with the management over there, they need to be fired. Bethesda with whoever, I guess the core Bethesda development team in charge of Elder Scrolls and Fallout, motherfuckers need to be fired. Todd Howard, get rid of his ass. You know, they need to put their fucking shit outside the door. It's been fun working with you, but you need to go.
Yeah, it's that time.
Yeah, it's that time for some new blood. So yeah, they can fuck off with their mission statement. Next, we have Sony quietly kills off PlayStation Web Store for PlayStation 3, PSP, and Vita games. What is that? What the fuck is?
Nah, and it's some Dark Souls.
Oh yeah, this is the Demon Souls PS5 remake. They released the PS5 a few months ago in November, and their strongest exclusive is a remake to a 10-plus-year-old game.
That's sad. That's very sad.
I actually have the original Demon Souls on PS3. I own it digitally. I think
Oh, really?
I played like 2 bosses and then I said fuck this game. Anyway, yeah. So Sony recently, this is one of the biggest stories that came out this week in the world of gaming. Sony recently came out and said that they are ceasing they're actually shutting down the PlayStation Store for PlayStation 3, PSP, and Vita later this year. So I believe by July, if you're still on PSP or PlayStation 3, you will no longer be able to access the PlayStation Store as of July, and I believe August for Vita. And I think what it is Sony, they've been paying money all this time to keep the PlayStation Store open for these consoles, for these systems. Because they're so old, it doesn't make any sense from a business perspective to keep them active anymore. And so
Yeah, understandable.
yeah, they're shutting it all down. This is another reason why it makes no sense to be a console gamer anymore. If you have the money
Absolutely.
and you consider yourself to be like a hardcore gamer or whatever, it makes no sense at all to be on console, because Steam is not going to shut down after so many years. Steam is going to remain open, like probably forever. For as long as there's a video game industry, Steam is going to remain open. It's not going to shut down. Yeah, and other, not just Steam, but other websites that have digital launchers, such as at the Epic Games Store. That's another one. Those
You're preaching, brother.
yeah, those platforms are not going to shut down. So yeah, it just goes to show that the PlayStation ecosystem, it's not stable. It's not a stable ecosystem, because after so many years, they're going to shut down the online stores and the online functionality to these consoles, and once that happens, your console is useless for the most part. Yeah, man, it's a shame, but I guess this was bound
Gonna
to
happen. Yeah. Yeah.
it was bound to happen sooner or later.
Yeah, no surprise.
That means there are certain games that are only available on the PlayStation Store, and you can't buy them anywhere else. And after they shut down the PlayStation Store, you can't buy them again. And we're gonna go over and talk about some of those games at the end of this session right here. So yeah, what are your thoughts about this?
It's not a big surprise to me at all. Like you said, we've seen it happen before. Like how Microsoft's done it with the Xbox console. So it's not a surprise to me. It was definitely bound to happen, and it sucks if you do have that console and you still play it, and this happens. But you should have already seen it coming, and I guess that comment already had its due saying they were announcing it. So yeah, it's really no surprise.
Yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, certain Sony fanboys who are saying that I think his name is Jim Ryan, who's the current he's the current CEO of Sony PlayStation or whatever, saying how he's ruining the brand or whatever. I don't really agree with that. There is a bigger problem with Sony that's happening right now, and we're going to talk about that as well. I think it's one of these articles coming up. Damn, I'm just noticing how like everything looks shinier, but the gameplay still looks outdated as a motherfucker.
Yeah. No changes to the gameplay at all.
Damn, I'm glad I didn't buy a PlayStation 5. Next, Netflix purchases Knives Out sequels for $450 million.
Dang.
Now, Knives Out is one of the standout hits from what year did that come out? I don't think it was
I think it was
20.
wasn't it 2019 or was it 2020?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't 2020. I think it was 2019.
Okay.
Yeah. Knives Out from Rian Johnson after the catastrophic failure that was Star Wars: The Last Jedi turned out to be a big hit with critics and film-going audiences. I actually did go to see Knives Out in theaters, and I later bought it on rebought it on Blu-ray, and I downloaded it. It's a great murder mystery film, and it's one of the more original movies that's come out in the past decade. And he did a damn good job with it, and it looks like they are definitely making sequels for this, and Daniel Craig is set to reprise his role as the detective Benoit Blanc.
Okay.
And Rian Johnson is also set to return as the writer-director. So I don't really like it when a movie like this, like when you have a great movie like this that comes out and we need a sequel right away. Like I'm not I've never really supported that. So yeah, I don't think it's really a good idea, but if Rian Johnson has some ideas for a sequel, I mean, I'm curious to see what he's got.
I enjoyed the movie, but this was a shocker to me because I really wasn't expecting a sequel out of this, and I had the same opinion as you on that. Um, I could kind of see it working out. Does the material definitely could fit for a sequel? I can't really say I'm excited to see a sequel for it, even though the movie was definitely good.
Yeah. Um, like I said, I'm not when it comes to Rian Johnson, like I'm not I'm not really pissed anymore about The Last Jedi. As long as they keep him off of Star Wars, I don't really care what he does. I don't need any more Rian Johnson Star Wars anything. That's really where I stand with him as a film director. So okay, so Amazon, I had to fucking cover this shit. Amazon recruited Twitter army to defend company and CEO Jeff Bezos after, as leaked documents reveals.
What?
Yeah, what the fuck? So
What the document was about?
under the codename Veritas, a 10-page dossier shares details of how the company handpicked certain employees. And these employees have a clean HR record, which means they have no write-ups, a great sense of humor, whatever the fuck that means. And they train them to confront critics on social media and online forums in a polite but blunt way. So basically, Amazon, they handpicked certain lapdogs within the company, and they basically set these people out on social media to defend Amazon and Jeff Bezos from
Yeah, I don't like
criticism.
that.
I hate that. That's bullshit. And
That is.
I've never really liked Amazon as a company. Um, I hate their hiring process. I hate the fact that they're one of the companies that will turn someone down if they have like a misdemeanor on their record. I hate the fact that they will only hire temporary, similar to like Lowe's and other companies like that. They'll hire temporary, which means you're hired, you have a job for the next few months, and after that, odds are we're going to get rid of you and replace you because it's cheaper for us to hire temp than it is to hire permanent employees and pay them insurance benefits Even though we're the biggest company in the world, we're the biggest retail company in the world. We want to try and save as much money and put more money back into the system as possible. This is how Jeff Bezos became the richest man in the world. You know,
Mm.
this is part of it. I can't stand companies like Amazon, and I haven't bought anything off of Amazon in a long time, in months. I used to purchase from them all the time, um, but now I don't. I haven't bought anything from them in a long time, because I can't stand them. What's your opinion on this story and Amazon in general?
And when when you read that to me, it really pissed me off because I really hate seeing shit like that. It's such a slimy tactic. I mean, it just really just like for me, it puts Amazon like all the way at the bottom. Like it kills their reputation for me completely. And I don't really use Amazon much. I used to use it a lot, like 3 years ago, but I've been trying to put down on it. I don't want to pay for their bullshit subscription and all of that. It's just really is icing on the cake for me. And and after just reading that, I'm just gonna become anti-Amazon. I wasn't too familiar with their hiring practices until you told me that, and that kind of even destroys it even more for me. So yeah, fuck Amazon.
Yeah, there's a lot of bullshit about Amazon. If you look up more information on the company and shit and the way they treat their employees, and I've met people who've worked for Amazon, and I have a friend from high school who works for Amazon, who still works for Amazon. She still works for Amazon, and it worked out for her, but for the most part, it's just a strange job where it's like if you're an order selector, and I've been an order selector for a different company, but usually when you're on a warehouse job, you're driving around, pallet jacks, electrical pallet jacks. But Amazon, their warehouse is so fucking big and shit, and they have so many employees that you can't drive around electric pallet jacks like that. So you have to walk everywhere you go to select orders for customers. Um,
Mm.
and so like you're walking this football field of a warehouse, and whenever you go on break, you have to walk, like it feels like you got to walk across from what I was told, walk across the warehouse to go to your break, and they time you from the moment your break starts. So you'll spend your entire break walking to the break room. Then your break is over in like 2 seconds, and then you have to walk all the way back and continue working. Yeah, it's
That's awful.
yeah, it's bullshit. And then this stupid motherfucker talking about Amazon has a $15 an hour minimum wage. A $15 an hour minimum wage isn't shit, dude. That's not shit. That's not a
They
good
hire some people to come up on IGN to defend them.
stupid motherfucker, dude. $15 minimum wage is nonsense, dude. Especially depending on which state you live in. Like if you live in California or whatever, $15 is nothing. You know how expensive it is to
Yeah,
live in a big city like fucking
yeah.
San Francisco, or fucking um, what's another fucking city over there? Um,
Los Angeles.
yeah, Los Angeles. Yeah,
Yeah, that
man.
$15 ain't helping you.
Yeah, that $15 ain't gonna do shit, dude. Fucking rent out there is thousands of dollars a month. Stupid motherfucker, yo. Anyway, moving on from that nonsense. Why digital games could totally dominate physical formats in just a few years.
I thought was already dominating though.
It's starting to. Um, yeah, like I used to be on that bullshit too. Like because
Mm.
most of the PS4 games that I own physically,
Uh,
and it like at first I was like, I want to own my games physically. Like why would I want to own, why would I want to go digital? And then I bought my gaming laptop and I started buying a bunch of games digitally, and I'm like, it actually is better. It's better. It saves space for one, and yeah, it's like if you don't like a game, you can't return it, blah blah blah. But it's like, whatever, man. It's like I make more than enough money to, you know, if I buy a bad game, it's like, okay, game's bad, whatever, you know. You know, I'm just not gonna fucking play it, obviously, and I'm not really gonna support the company that made it. But you know, a trade-in system is something that I never really took part in anyway. So yeah, it's easier to launch a game when it's digital. You don't have to get up and change the fucking disc and shit constantly. You don't have to worry about space and having all these plastic game boxes around. And physical media really went to shit with video games years ago when they stopped making the instruction manuals and shit. And they stopped doing that back in the really back in the tail end of the seventh generation with the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3. They stopped making the fucking instruction manuals and shit. Even with physical games, like the instruction manuals are digital now, if the company even makes it. And companies like Capcom have reported that 80% of their game sales are from digital downloads. So yeah, it's we're starting to see a shift now.
Remember when you posting videos and making, and someone were in your apartment. I saw that whole collection. I was like, dang, that's got to be a pain to if you move all the time. It's got to be a pain to keep
Yeah,
bringing
yeah, yeah, dude. I had to put all those fucking games in the goddamn big ass storage tote and shit,
them.
and I had to fucking lunge the fucking storage tote all the way to Georgia and shit. Shit was a long ass fucking drive too. I drive a fucking not a it's I wouldn't say it's a compact car. Like it's not super small, but it's not super big either. It's like I had to put all that shit in my car. It's like now I have like over 300 games on Steam. And so all I need now is my laptop. That's it, and my hard drives. I can put all that in a backpack. I don't even need my PS4 anymore for the most part. The only reason I would take my PS4 would be like to play the fucking Insomniac Spider-Man games and like Ghost of Tsushima or something like that. And if those come to Steam, then I really don't need my PS4 then.
Yeah, it's over with that thing.
Yeah, I may as well throw the shit in the trash. Speaking of which, Sony recently revealed that or I guess someone on YouTube revealed that there's a certain sensor in the PS4 that
Huh?
if it dies, then you won't be able to play anything up on it.
Hey,
You won't be able to use games. I don't think you'll be able to go to like the fucking PlayStation Store. It's literally bricked if some specific sensor in it dies or whatever.
that's crazy.
Yeah, I forget which article that came from, but hey man, all digital future, whether you like it or not, it's here, and it ain't
Yeah,
going away. So either you can get with the program or you can find a new hobby.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So for anyone watching this, why don't you have a gaming PC? If you're a serious gamer, what are you doing with your life?
Yeah, at this point, it makes no reason you shouldn't have one by now.
Yeah, PC is the future, man. So Sony Japan studio restructure leads to max exodus of developers. So basically, what that means is, not sure if you know what the word exodus means, but that basically means a lot of developers, key developers, in charge, that have been with Sony for years, are leaving permanently because of
Shame.
the restructure. So in February, Sony confirmed that PlayStation's Japan studio will be reorganized around Team Asobi and the development unit. Well, that's the development unit behind Astro's Playroom. First party development elsewhere will either it'll either stop completely or it'll be scaled back. And so basically, a lot of people, a lot of key names at Sony, producers, art directors, and all that, they are permanently leaving the company.
Dang.
You know, so some key people such as executive producer Yasutaka Asakura.
Hmm?
He has credits on Gravity Rush, Bloodborne, and Shadow of the Colossus. He's left Sony. Uh, Brendan Pritchard, who served in global relations, he's left. Character designer for Gravity Rush, Shunsuke Saito, and the senior producer Kentaro Motomura, they have left Sony.
Hey, yeah, so you weren't lying. There's definitely people in a lot of different positions.
Now, a lot of people are saying that a lot of people are saying that you know this is going to be a bad mark on Sony. It's going to be a blight on Sony going forward. And Sony, I
Huh?
believe they moved the headquarters for PlayStation to California, and so they're becoming more westernized compared to the history of the brand itself, which has a Japanese origins. But the Japan studio or whatever, they're over the last 10 years they haven't really made any money with any of their games. No one's really been interested in games like fucking Gravity Rush, and I think the one exception is Bloodborne, and even that is still a niche title.
Yeah.
No casual gamer really cares about fucking Dark Souls or anything like that, for
Huh?
obvious reasons. I've met plenty of people in real life, plenty of gamers who they love video games, but they fucking hate Dark Souls. They hate the fucking repetitive nature of it. They hate the difficulty. They hate they hate everything about it. It's like I understand both sides. I understand that people are not happy about this. But at the same time, if a studio's not making any money, and if they're not making any money for a 10-year period, across a 10-year period, and their games just keep flopping like Gravity Rush 2, that was a big flop. If these games are flopping, then no one no one's really gonna, it doesn't make any sense for Sony to keep the studio open. So
Yeah.
of course there's gonna be a
Nobody's buying the game. There's yeah, there's really no reason to really be complaining like that. I mean, well, I mean, I understand the complaining. They're not getting the games that fit what they're into, but if a lot of people aren't buying it, hey, I mean, Sony's doing the right thing. I get rid of it. It's not making them any money.
yeah, it's a business at the end of the day. And like this person is saying, Sony has been doing good since PS1. They're still here. You know, like I said, Sony has, these companies do restructures all the time. It doesn't necessarily mean that that shit is not that all of a sudden it's doomsday.
It's
So
definitely not a Tuesday for him. With
now I will say this: if Sony goes the way of Microsoft and they start putting all of their exclusives on PC, it's done.
Mhm.
There's no fucking reason to buy
Oh
a
yeah,
video game console anymore.
yeah.
And they're starting to do that, but they're doing it right now. They're just doing it with old games that are years old. So
Mhm.
um, I have to see like what else they put on PC. But if they put like Insomniac Games and Sucker Punch on PC, if they put their titles on PC, it's over. Those two and Naughty Dog. If those games like Uncharted, uh, both the Last of Us games, Spider-Man, Ratchet and Clank, Sly Cooper, and Jack and Daxter, and some of those other games. If all those games come to PC and you can purchase those games on like Steam or whatever, it's done.
Mhm.
There ain't no reason to buy a video game console anymore. So shit, I'd argue there's no reason to buy one now. All right, so we're returning to the PlayStation store shutdown thing that's happening with the PS3, Vita, and the PSP. These are some of the games, according to GameSpot, that you should purchase before the PlayStation Store shuts down on those platforms. So let's take a look at the list. For the PlayStation 3, they listed Demon Souls, the original. I have Demon Souls. Like I said earlier, I have it on PS3 digitally. But since they remade the game on PS5, it really doesn't make any sense to give a shit about the original version anymore. So I'm not sure why that's on the list.
Yeah, it's true. It looks a whole lot better.
It sure does. There's Infamous Festival of Blood. I was always aware of this game, but I never played it.
I was never aware of this one.
Yeah, it's some digital Infamous game or whatever. I mean, no one really gives a shit about Infamous anymore, so yeah, I think I'll just stick with what was the last Infamous game that came out? Infamous
um,
fucking
forgot the title.
it's sitting on my shelf, but I don't want to turn my head. Wait, hold up. I'm gonna fucking
Alright.
I'm gonna fucking find it.
Yeah, some dude with a beanie on his head. I can't remember.
Motherfucker with a beanie cap. I'm trying to find it. I have so many games up on here. I can't fucking see it. Infamous. Yeah, where the fuck is it at? I see Injustice. I don't see Infamous. It's up on here somewhere. That shit grew legs and walked off. Oh, here it is. Infamous Second Son.
Dang, I thought it was. I was almost about to say Last Son.
Like Last Son of Krypton.
Yeah.
But yeah, Infamous Festival of Blood. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle. Yeah, I won't be buying that shit.
I don't know that one.
I don't know that one either. Metal Gear Solid 4 Guns of the Patriots.
I heard that was awful, wasn't it?
No, it was pretty good. It's a traditional Metal Gear Solid game. The only thing people have an issue with this is that there's too many cutscenes in the game, and some of them like some of the cutscenes are like fucking 30 plus minutes long.
Oh, my bad. That was Metal Gear Solid 5 I was thinking about.
Yeah, no. This Metal Gear Solid 4. Metal Gear Solid 4 was great.
Hmm.
I have a physical copy. I still have my physical copy of Metal Gear Solid 4.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think I still remember when they debuted the trailer for it.
I think I remember that too. That was back in 2007 or some shit.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that was a long ass time ago. Ratchet Deadlocked HD. So this is the fourth Ratchet and Clank game that originally
Hmm.
came out on the PS2. I still have my physical copy of this, and it's damn near perfect condition. I actually have physical copies of all the Ratchet and Clank games. Ratchet 1, 2, 3, Ratchet Deadlocked, Ratchet and Clank Future Tools of Destruction, Ratchet and Clank A Crack in Time, Ratchet and Clank 2016. I have all those games. Um, but anyway, Deadlocked. That Deadlocked was like it was the one that was different from the other ones. It went in a different direction. They have an HD port on the PS3, and I did buy this, and I was playing it until it glitched out, and I lost my save file, and I said fuck this, which is funny because I played the shit out of the original game. It's not a good port on PS3. It's not. But if you want to play Ratchet Deadlocked, and you don't have a PS2 when the original goddamn release like I do, then yeah, this is the only way to play it. So this is why they need to bring some of these games to Steam. Sony, it seems like they don't care about their legacy consoles and their old games. They just keep leaving games in the past. And that's not good. The next one is Resident Evil Chronicles HD. I believe this is the shoot. What do you call those games? The run and gun rail on rail shooter games.
Uh,
Like you
Not
play
sure myself.
like you play in the arcade, right?
Uh, Actually, not sure. I can't remember.
Well, you know when you go to an arcade, you put money in the machine or whatever, and you pick up a gun that's attached to the thing, and you point and shoot.
Dang.
That's basically
How
what
would you call that one?
yeah
Okay, well, I get what you're saying now.
yeah that's basically what this is. Capcom released 2 different Resident Evil games that were like that, and they cover the first 3 or 4 games in the well, the first 3 games in the series really. One of them covers Resident Evil 0, at least the train part. So, I think I may have bought this. I'm not sure. I'll have to check. Then there's Siren Blood Curse. I don't know what the fuck that is.
Can you look that one up real quick? I'm curious to know what the game looks like. Never heard of it, like at all. Yeah, I've never seen this one.
It's a survival horror stealth game. Is it first person? Yeah, it looks like it's first person. What the fuck?
I've never heard of this game.
Oh yeah, that's Japanese as fuck. Yeah, Japan studio. Did anyone buy this shit?
What I'm saying.
Yeah, I never heard of that.
Yeah, that one was real under the radar.
Well, it's Japan studio. That's why they're getting shut down, because no one buys their shit. You have Tokyo Jungle. I don't know what the fuck that is either.
I haven't heard of that one either.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. You have Echo Chrome. I remember Echo Chrome. That's that puzzle game that was on PSP.
I haven't seen it before.
Yeah, I remember Echo Chrome. I never played it, but I remember the trailer for it. They got this fucking walking man right here.
Yeah, I've never seen this one.
Mm-hmm. It's an interesting puzzle game. Not something I would have paid money for, but shit.
Yeah.
Anyway, Final Fantasy IV, the complete collection. Now, Final Fantasy IV is one of the best games in the entire series. Final Fantasy didn't become Final Fantasy until this game. Really, a lot of what the series became known for started in Final Fantasy IV. The version I played was the PSP version. That's the best version of Final Fantasy IV. But you can just download a PSP emulator and play it for free, which is what I did. I played the entire thing on my laptop. And the PSP emulator has a turbo option. It has a turbo button where you can like speed things up or whatever. What you're seeing right here, this is the version I played, and it's the best version of this game. Apparently, you can buy it on the PlayStation Store on PSP. Of course, they discontinued the PSP years ago, so really the only way you can play this now, if you don't have a PSP, which most people don't at this point, is if you buy the game off, well, not buy it, but if you download it, pirate it basically, and play it on a PSP emulator. That's a PPSSPP, or that's what the name of the emulator is. Then they have Final Fantasy Tactics right there. Persona 3 Portable. I should check that out. Or maybe I should just watch the Persona 3 anime, because the Persona 3 anime I'm sure looks 10 times better than these ugly ass character models.
Yeah.
I was actually watching the Persona 5 anime recently. I think I have like 2 more episodes to go or whatever. Oh, they got Persona 2 as well. Yeah, you can just pirate those. Persona 4 Golden. I have that game on Steam. They released it on Steam recently. I don't know why they haven't released the original Persona 5 on Steam, but I'm sure that's going to be coming at some point. But yeah, this they have this game on Steam, so yeah, you don't have to play it on PlayStation Vita. And then they got the Persona 4 dancing game or music game or whatever. Yeah, so what do you think of that list, Mike?
Most of that shit I have never heard of.
I'm not surprised.
I am curious to play that. I think it was that Silent game from Japan Studios. I think it was called Silent, if I remember right, or Siren.
You're talking about
I've never seen that one.
Survival horror game.
Yeah.
Siren Blood Curse.
Yeah. I've always wanted to play Xenogears too. I never played the Xenogears game.
Yeah. I heard a lot about Xenogears, but I've never played it myself. Yeah, with this move, Sony, they have to come twice as hard with their exclusives because Microsoft has basically have them beat the hell and back when it comes to backwards compatibility. Microsoft actually cares about their legacy games, and PlayStation really doesn't. Yeah, that's a big shame. Big shame, man. So next up we have Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga is delayed indefinitely with no new release date. Originally, this game was supposed to come out spring 2021. Um, well, we're in spring, and it's not. Yeah, it's been delayed along with dozens of other games this year.
What
I
the
was
heck?
I was not going to buy this game. The last Lego game I played was Lego Star Wars: The Force Awakens, which was good, but
Huh?
I've played dozens of the Lego games, and they're all pretty much the same. They play the
Yeah,
same. The combat is non-existent really, and the challenge is just not there. And
yeah,
even for a kids game, it's like insulting how how little emphasis on challenge there actually is. There is no
yeah,
consequence for dying at all. If you die, your character respawns a few seconds later in the same spot that you die in, and you just continue
yeah,
as if nothing ever happened. Yeah, man. Like I said, some of the Lego games they're really good, but it's really based off of what they do with the side content and around it. And the best Lego game that they made was Lego Marvel Superheroes. That's the best one.
huh?
After that, I would say Lego Harry Potter years 5 through 7, and Lego The Lord of the Rings. Although the problem with the Lego Lord of the Rings is that that game had a glitch or whatever where you could lose your progress or whatever. Like if the game glitched out, like it would freeze here and there.
Uh-huh.
Um, I played that game on console. Yeah, like every Lego game I've played, I've 100% completed, but like they are fun games, but they're just so fucking repetitive and monotonous. I have lost basically all interest in continuing playing any of them. So that's why I don't cover the Lego games. There's nothing really to say about them. They're all the same. So what do you think about this?
It's a little crazy you say that too, because the last Lego game I played was Force Awakens as well, and
Hmm.
that was a long time because the last Lego game I played before that was all the way back in daycare when I used to go to elementary school. I think it was episode 3 of Star Wars, that Lego game. And I was just surprised because it was exactly still the same shit. You know, how the gameplay wise. I remember the fun part about it was just always unlocking all the characters, but yeah, there was like no change whatsoever. I still had a good fun time playing it. I am surprised this got a delay. I wasn't expecting any of the Lego games that get delayed, especially with this one. But yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah. Like I said, the Lego games they're good. They're they're just repetitive as a motherfucker, yo. And yeah, they're really like you can play them as an adult, but there's really no fun to be had with them past a certain point if you played enough of them because they're all the same. So
Very true.
and they still have yet to make a game that's better than Lego Marvel Superhero. So they call me when they make a better game than that. And with this one in particular, because I hated the sequel trilogy so much, that's another reason for me to not give a shit about that. So. So we have a new trailer for Black Widow, which is coming to theaters and Disney Plus on July the 9th. So let's take a quick look here. We have Scarlett Johansson as her last uh, run with the Black Widow role. Natasha Romanoff, and then we have chick from Midsommar. I forget her name again. Fucking Florence Pugh. Okay, so thoughts on the trailer?
uh, Looks like it'll be end up being just an okay movie for me. Nothing special. Looks like you get some decent action out of it.
Hmm.
I'm not too too much care for Black Widow. So I guess that's just my opinion on that one. But I think in the end it will just be a decent movie to go watch.
I think it looks like they're going with the spy angle to it, almost like a James Bond type of movie.
Uh,
So I think it'll be fun on that level. And they got Taskmaster right here from the comics, so it should be interesting. This sky sequence looks really interesting to me. Yeah, right here. So I'm curious to see.
oh yeah, this was the best looking part.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what they do with that sequence. Now the main thing I want to know is what they do with Florence Pugh right here. It was rumored, like I told you before, it was rumored that she's going to become the new Black Widow in the MCU, and she's going to replace Scarlett Johansson. So I'm wondering if that's actually going to happen, or if that was just a silly rumor. I think it would be interesting if they did do that, because Florence Pugh is a great actress. She's fantastic in everything that I've seen her in. So yeah, I mean,
Yeah, even though we didn't get to see much of her in the trailer, just the bit that we have seen, I think I actually can't see her pulling it off.
yeah, I can see it too. So have to see how that goes. But yeah, I'll watch it when it comes out. It has to be 10 times better than any recent comic book movie that I've seen. So anyway, moving on, we have an extended trailer for Square Enix's Forspoken. I have not
Okay,
seen the extended footage, but let's take a look. This game's due out for
some more
release.
gameplay.
Yeah, well, this is due out for release next year. I think you remember Forspoken. We saw the trailer for that last week.
Yep, I still remember.
Okay,
I'm definitely interested in it.
so let's take a look here.
Where she fits in the world. I mean, there's so much more I want to say, but I'll save it for another time. See you all soon.
I gotta see an extended. That wasn't really extended. That was just like
Yeah, that wasn't. Yeah, that wasn't extended at all.
it literally looks like they took like locations from Final Fantasy 15, took the characters out of that game, took the Final Fantasy creatures out of that game, put some new ones
Yeah,
in this game, and then just dump this chick in the world and just said fuck it, retitled it.
yeah, I gotta be honest. Yeah, I gotta be honest. I don't know how this one's gonna turn out. Just like you were saying, and with her as a main character, I don't know. Just from the little we've seen her, I don't think I'll like her too much. I guess
What's with all the
just from that
like?
little part.
What's with all the gratuitous profanity and shit?
Yeah, I was gonna say that because she did it when she spotted the dragon in that one spot where she was. I forgot what creature she was facing. I think yeah. I don't know how I feel about her as a main character you play as.
Yeah, I got to see an extended gameplay demo. So until they actually show that, wait a minute. What was this the extended trailer or is this the extended trailer?
Uh,
That this is 2 minutes and 12 seconds. This is
but,
2 minutes.
it's the same thing.
Same shit. Okay. Well, that was a waste of time.
Yeah.
She told the bear to fuck off. I mean, how rude must you be to do something like that? Yeah, that was a waste of time.
Yeah, I don't know how that one will turn out. We'll see when we get another trailer.
Yeah. So HBO's The Last of Us TV show begins filming in July, and the show is going to star Pedro Pascal as Joel, which doesn't make any sense, and Bella Ramsey as Ellie, which we'll see how that goes. I will watch. I'll check in for the first episode and see how it is, at least. Now, I was thinking recently with this show that they could potentially, correct the fuckery that was The Last of Us Part 2 and actually make, write a good story, unlike the game. But with this, like, this is going to be covering the first game, but it's not going to play out the same way as the first game. beat for beat. They're going to make changes that weren't in the game. And they're probably going to add some stuff that wasn't in the game. So I'm wondering that's how they're going to do it. Like I said, I'm not excited for this, but I'm willing to check it out and take a look at it. I don't particularly care for the casting. Now, Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey, they're good actors for sure, but as Joel and Ellie, it's a bit strange. It's a bit of a strange casting choice. Oh, fuck me.
I am a little.
Neil Druckmann, who ruined The Last of Us Part 2, he's going to be writing the TV show along with someone named Craig Mazin. So, yeah. Oh, and Mazin is known for writing the Hangover and Scary Movie sequels. So he doesn't really.
Chernobyl was good, if I'm pronouncing that right.
Chernobyl. Apparently he's writing a Borderlands movie. They need to stop with all these video game movies and shit.
Oh yeah, especially Borderlands. Hey, come on.
The fuck? How you gonna make a Borderlands movie? That's as stupid as the fucking Monster Hunter shit.
Yeah.
And they got fucking Mortal
That was
Kombat.
a big surprise to me for fucking Monster Hunter. I don't think he didn't even have a fucking story.
Not the games. No, they had to come up with some bullshit for the movie, which bombed at the box office. Mortal Kombat's probably gonna bomb as well. Although that's one of gaming's more popular IPs, so see how that goes. They say right here, as for the game series, Naughty Dog might make The Last of Us Part 3. Of course they're gonna fucking make The Last of Us 3.
Yeah.
They're not gonna fucking. The Last of Us 2 is the most awarded game in the history of gaming. They're not gonna fucking.
Not to make another one.
Yeah, of course they're gonna make another one. The fuck. Yeah. What do you think about the Last of Us TV show?
After seeing that name, that Manskin guy, I'm probably gonna check out the first episode as well because that was a good TV show. I think it debuted in 2019, if I was right, and that was one of my favorite TV shows of that year. So I'll probably give the first episode a try. But video games and TV shows and movies, it never really turns out well. So I keep my expectations real low. But I'll check out the first episode.
Yeah, Neil Druckmann's name being attached to it doesn't make me.
Yeah, yeah.
Doesn't make me excited. So, yeah, we'll see. Okay, so finally, YouTubers can swear without risking demonetization. There's been some YouTube news that's come out this week. There's actually an article that I forgot to post here, so I'll pull that up after we're done. Or actually, I'll probably just make a separate video about it. But yeah, this is one of the news that came out about YouTube this week. Now, when it comes to my channel, I don't give a shit about monetization. I don't ask people to subscribe to my channel. People subscribe on, of their own free will. And I'm not trying to make any money off of YouTube. I make plenty of money on my day job. So, like, I don't really give a shit about that. Like, YouTube for me is just a hobby. That's why I do YouTube. It's not something I'm trying to, like, make a career out of, nor is it something I want to make a career out of. YouTube has gone to shit ever since Google purchased YouTube or whatever. It's really become a headache for a lot of different reasons. And so, yeah, when it comes to things like this, it's like, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna curse in my videos, and if you don't like it, then you can, like, remove yourself from my channel and go watch something else. If you're like a pussy about curse words or shit, shit like that. That's always been my fucking stance on this shit. YouTube trying to, like, censor videos and shit like that, just because you have a few curse words in there, it's like, that's one of the issues with YouTube. And I was actually thinking of making a small series talking about the issues with YouTube and the different problems that the website has as a streaming platform or a video content platform. So yeah, I really don't care about this at all. What are your thoughts on this this right here?
Yeah, I think I've heard about this before because I remember watching a few kind of big YouTubers. Before then, they used to curse a lot. They were real heavy on cursing. When I started hearing a little news about it and started watching their videos, they toned it down a lot, and it was kind of ridiculous. I mean, it didn't make no sense to me, and I can't lie, the profanity played a big part in the jokes and made it real funny to watch. And after seeing this taking effect, it kind of started ruining the content for me. So having this up, it was just pretty stupid. It never made sense to me to begin with why YouTube would want to do that. I never liked it at all, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, and there's so many different issues with YouTube. From motherfuckers spamming the dislike button. I've had issues with that plenty of times on my own channel where someone didn't like what I had to say in a video, and so they went because you can't see who actually dislikes a video on YouTube, and that's one of the problems with with that whole feature. And so like I've had issues where I've had some trolls like go through. I remember one time I had a fucking every video I uploaded. I knew it was the same fucking person. They just disliked every single video that I would upload because they didn't like what I had to say about. I think it was about one of the fucking Souls games. Must have been like fucking Souls cunt or whatever. Going through each video that I uploaded and just dislike, as if I'm gonna stop making videos. Eventually they fucked off, and moved on to a different to a different channel. But this is one of the issues with YouTube. I don't like the advertisement and shit that YouTube forces upon their viewers now. I don't like that. There's a lot of issues with YouTube. I don't like the forcing celebrities and news channels down people's throats and shit up on there.
Definitely do.
I hate that. Like whenever a fucking celebrity makes a YouTube channel, they instantly gain like 1 million subscribers and shit. Happened with Matthew McConaughey. Happened with Brie Larson. It's just ridiculous. I really wish there was an alternative to YouTube, but unfortunately there's not. So, yep, have to deal with the issues that it has for now. But yeah, as far as cursing and shit, it's like if you're so sensitive that you can't take it when someone uses words like fuck or bitch or cunt or ass or whatever the case, it's like grow the fuck up, dude. We don't live in a world full of rainbows and kittens and shit. I don't even like cats. I swear we have this there's this black cat or whatever in my neighborhood, and the damn thing it lives in the fucking sewers and shit. And I've seen it like roam around, like it just randomly roams through the neighborhood here and there. And one day I spotted it, like I looked out my window and I was like, the fuck is that thing doing by my car, dude? So I go outside and the damn thing starts running off, and it looks at me, and it's just staring at me, and I'm staring at it. It's like, why are you next to my car, dude? Like, get the fuck away from my car. Anyway, yeah, I'm not a big fan of cats. Anyway, the CW's Powerpuff Girls show or whatever cast someone named Nicholas Podeny. Man, that's a pussy ass name, dude.
Yeah, man, that last name, oh my goodness.
Yeah, he needs to change that shit. Go to the fucking courts. Nicholas Podeny as Mojo Jojo.
I just need to see
what
the fuck this show's gonna look like.
Nick Podeny will play Joseph Mondale Jr. What? Who Variety says is a nerdy, power-hungry, insecure kid obsessed with the Powerpuff Girls. So I'm confused. Is he playing? Are they changing Mojo Jojo for the show? That's what it
sounds like to me.
Because Mojo Jojo was not a nerdy, power-hungry, insecure kid obsessed with the Powerpuff Girls. Mojo Jojo was a monkey who attacked the city.
I'm not sure what they're trying to do with this.
It suggests that he'll be playing the character as human. So that means he's not playing Mojo Jojo then. But
you just need to cut this whole thing.
Yeah. It says he could wear some chip-themed prosthetics. Or be all CGI like the Flash's Gorilla Grodd.
I haven't seen that.
I haven't seen the Flash's Gorilla Grodd. I stopped watching The Flash back in season 1. Yeah. CW, they need the fucking nuke whatever fucking studios or fucking associated with that fucking shit, dude. They ain't nuke that shit like now. Fuck the CW.
This was a good idea.
Man, fuck the CW, man. Fucking can't stand. You know what? We're done with this article. Moving on. Team Ninja explains why Ninja Gaiden Black and Ninja Gaiden 2 couldn't be remastered. God. So, it says developer Team Ninja, after announcing the Ninja Gaiden Master Collection, clarifies why the 2 particular games could not be remastered. They could not salvage the varying assortment of data. So I think parts of the source code were basically lost, and they were not able to recover enough of the source code to remaster the games, basically.
Oh, dang.
So, yeah, that's basically what happened. Now, the Ninja Gaiden Sigma games are still being remastered. Ninja Gaiden Sigma, Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2, and Ninja Gaiden 3 Racer's Edge. Those are a part of the Ninja Gaiden Master Collection, which is launching on June 10th for the Nintendo Switch, PC, and PlayStation 4. Oh, and Xbox One, and they're gonna support 4K resolution and 60 frames per second, but they're not going to support unlocked frame rates or like 120 frames per second. They're not going to support that, which is strange for a PC port. I plan on getting them on PC, or getting the collection on PC. So, yeah, what are your thoughts about the collection? I'm not sure if you played the Ninja Gaiden games or not.
I know. I've always wanted to play him because main character himself was a main draw to me because he just looked so cool. And I guess when I was at that age, I always wanted to play Ninja, just big kid stuff. So it does suck that the first few games are going to be included. I never even heard about the Sigma games actually. But at least they're getting those. And at least they're bringing the games back as well. Ninja Gaiden always looked like a real good game to me, so it's good. Or at least we're getting something out of it.
Yeah, I think.
I'm not sure what that one comment that guy was on talking about. It was all us. I'm not sure what he was talking about.
Which one?
Yeah, that's one right there from Johnny. That guy right there.
Yeah, I kind of get what he's saying, but yeah, it really doesn't matter to me personally. We're getting the Sigma games. That's enough. It is what it is. Take it or leave it. You know, you could be getting nothing. So
yeah.
I
don't think they would just leave them out purposely. Because I mean, hey, look, let's bring about the Sigma games and all that. So yeah,
well, of course they're not doing it
at
on
least they're
purpose.
trying to do it. Yeah, so at least they're trying.
Well, everyone always wants to be a fucking critic for something. But anyway, favorite article for this. This is our longest section, by the way. We're going on an hour and 44 minutes.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. So what was your favorite article?
Favorite article? I think I have to say, honestly, even though I'm still unsure about it, I am still curious about how Forsaken's going to turn out. Like, on one hand, I want to say, hope that the game turns out doing good, but from what we've been seeing, that new trailer, I know it was still a small bit. I don't know. I'm on mixed ends with that one. I guess another one for me would probably be shit. I think what it was again. Not sure what else. This week wasn't too big on the news. An article that's way too big. The Amazon one. Yeah, that one.
My favorite probably has to be the PlayStation. The not the store shutting down really, but the one that had all the games listed that you could buy or whatever. The Amazon one was okay. I really hate Amazon. So yeah, that's probably my favorite one right there. And yeah, the news was pretty light, but for the topics that were, that did come out, there was quite a bit to talk about. Yeah, this is our longest one. I've been trying to get the time down. Instead, the time seems to be going up with each video, so I'm gonna have to do something about that. Yeah, that wraps up the entertainment news. Any last words, Mike?
Nope. It was great being back on here again, though.
Yep, and we will move on to the next thing. So let's get started on the next topic.